Good evening. Welcome to Trade Findings or Adjustments for Tuesday, the 19th of 2019, February. Let me try that again. February 19th on a Tuesday night, 2019. Welcome to Trade Findings or Adjustments. Off we go to get this started. I wanted to do the and, ors, and buts tonight. The and, ors, or buts. I'm going to start that out with when I'm asked any question, and it happens all the time. So let's go through the and, or, and buts. So what does come to? How are you doing this year? Since the market is killing it, right? So I hear this all the time. It's all about how are you doing? What's going on? How much money are you making? It is what it is. In fact, someone just typed in, how important is frustration in this business? Frustration is a byproduct of managing money in the stock market, whether it's your own or someone else's. It is ridiculous. It's frustrating. It's what you do. And I'll be honest with you, I never would have guessed the S&P would be up as much as it is. Pretty sure it's up about 10%. But I can tell you it most likely will not stay there. But sometimes you get into trades, and sometimes you're like, well, it doesn't mean you're not making money. So let me start with the buts. Buts. If I'm not doing as well as the stock market right now in February, that doesn't mean that I won't beat it at the year's end. But I am still making money, and I'm doing it hedged. And yes, I'm just as frustrated with everyone else at the stock market. Where are fundamentals at? Or let me tell you where I'm at and what's closed and if I made any profit. There's all kinds of different answers to how are you making money in the stock market. But you guys have been following me. You guys have seen where I've been recently. So let me run through a couple positions that have been a little bit frustrating. Remember, a month ago, I brought out, hey, I've got some dangling long puts. And I created this trade. So I should really cut this out. A Disney bull put. So let me go ahead and grab this part. Come on. Disney bull put that we talked about on 02 of 05 of 2019. It seemed pretty good. Disney was going to shoot through the roof. The problem is, when did this close? Excuse me. When would this bull put expire? When would this bull put expire? It expired last Friday, right? It expired last Friday, which is a bit of a problem because last Friday, the highest that it traded was like at 112.59. That would have been the highest. And not only that, but it kind of fell away at the close. So here I am with $900, right? They would be on 10 Disney contracts. So I made a bit of a mistake because I've got one that I'm trying to show you that I'll have to go pull off the right one. They all closed at the same time, but I think I grabbed one with only 2 contracts. So with only 2 contracts, or instead of getting filled at 97 cents, looks like these ones got filled at 98. I closed them when they were down at 49 cents. So let's do a little bit of math here, right? If Disney closed at 112.59, if I take, let's do some math here. If I take 59 cents minus $1, 41 cents. Ooh, so that's actually kind of good. So if this is expired worthless, it would have to trade north of what number? If this expired worthless, it'd have to trade north of what number? 113, right? So there is still 41 cents of intrinsic value. Where these particular ones were closed is at 49 cents. So I got 98 cents of credit minus 49. Wow, that's an even 49. So these still had 49 cents of value in them that I could have shut them down with only 41 cents. So when I shut these down, it looks like 18 minutes before the market closed, I gave up 8 cents of potential profit. I did make 49 cents out of my 98 cents. I made some of the credit. In fact, I could tell you I made an easy 50% return on this position. But if I had let it expire worthless, if I had let this expire worthless, would it have expired worthless? Would this bull put have expired worthless? No, there you guys go. Of course it wouldn't have expired worthless. It was 113, which means on Friday when it closed at 112.59, I would have been assigned shares at 113. So what did I do? I closed my trade down. I closed my trade down. Hopefully you guys can all see that. I made 49 cents out of my potential out of my potential 98. I gave up 8 cents. I could have made 8 more cents on the trade. Maybe even more than that, right? 98 minus 59, 39. I could have had, I guess I missed 10 more cents. 39 plus 58, 58, 59. I missed 11 cents-ish. I could have had a little bit more. But I had to close down my trade so I would not get assigned more shares of Disney at 113. For myself personally, you know what? I made a 50% return on risk. It's a credit spread, right? So I made a 50% return on risk. Is that a good return? I took in 50% of my credit. What do you think? Is that a good return? Why are you guys a little bit slow to say anything there? Understand that. Is a 50% return on risk, capturing 50% of your credit, a good thing? Yes, thank you. Stuart, Lance, thank you for saying yes. It better be. I made 50%. It beats getting assigned shares of 113. This is where Abraham probably said it best. Frustration is part of the business. Why would you be frustrated on not collecting a whole 98 cents? It's okay. You didn't collect 98 cents. But you collected 50% of it. You got paid 49 cents a share. And this particular one, there's only 2 contracts. There are 8 more hanging out there somewhere. 0.49 times 200. It's $98. And I know I've got 800 or more shares times 5. I got paid $490. I got paid $490 out of a potential of $459 minus $10. I made $490 cash. Take out the $10, I made $480. No, it's not $959.64. But it's $480. I'm okay with that. Part of bringing this up, you made a 50% return on risk. That's a pretty good trade. It's something you can be proud of. It's a credit spread where maybe you didn't make all of it. And you worried. You worried because if you look at a chart of Disney got ugly. Nothing like putting the trade on, showing you guys a trade, right? And then the blasted thing heads down. At one point, it was 109.25 intraday. At one point in time, I worried that I was going to get assigned, having to sell some shares off, buy some new ones, get assigned at 113, $3.75 more. Another comment came in. I would say you were lucky if you consider the same day the low was 111.03. I could have lost double the credit. Yes, I was worried Friday morning. Friday morning, I was trying to figure out what I was going to do, and then the market took off. And then our market took off, and I was okay. Part of trading is having the inner fortitude to be able to make it through some of the rough points of trading. Why is this not working for me? Part of it is saying, hey, this isn't working exactly like I had planned. Part of it is saying, hey, I'm going to have to figure something out to make this work. And that's part of the trading that you have to be ready to take. Did I have a plan? Of course I did. I've got a plan every time. But the comment was, in case you had a plan, it's so you could still sleep quietly. I don't know. I wasn't sleeping too quietly. I think I was picking up Disney 3% more expensive than it was trading at. Can I make 3% up with a couple covered calls? Maybe. But sleeping quietly can be difficult when it really can be pretty difficult when you're spread trading. It can be a worry. But a 50%, so I should just say closed for 50%. Way to spell 4, right? For 50% of the total. Come on, Hurley. Credit or 50% reward on risk. Now, I had a couple more. I've talked to you guys about NVIDIA and Under Armour. There are some current positions. One more time. Well, actually, let me go through. I think it was last week, right? Let me go through and bring in here my flyer last week, right? 2014. Under Armour. Short-term bull call on NVIDIA. So let me grab this one. So I talked about taking a flyer on NVIDIA. Short-term flyer. Video was supposed to take off. I had already counted the $2,164 I was going to make as this sucker was trading at, 126 or 166? After earnings, it was almost up to 170. I had already counted $2,100 I was going to make in my pocket. I had it. It had their earnings. I was like, oh, I'll open up $1,500 profitable. I was so stoked. So what happens? It opens up at 162 and a half, $4 below the high. It's at 166.50. Then you went up to 167 after market hours. And then it heads down. So what do you think I did? Knowing I had 4 days, I'd have serious time decay on an in-the-money bull call. What do you think I did? Don't want to lose $836. Don't want to let it go over the weekend and have 4 days time decay. Maud says I adjusted. Maud, I love you. Stuart, you roll the short call down. In real life, you know what I did? I panicked. Little bit of cussing and swearing. I was like, for crying out loud, what are you doing? And so I panicked. The neat thing is, so let me type this back stuff in. So earnings came and they were up to 166.50. They were actually up to 169, but kind of closed that night. Sell right around 166.50. Opened on Friday, 162.50 ish, and headed down to 157. At 157, I'm in trouble. At 157, I'm not going to make any money. So, like any smart trader, right? I closed it. I closed it. I said, you know, I can make something. I closed it. Now, the question is, how much money did I make? Well, I opened it at just a couple contracts, 515, closed at 519, that's 75 cents. I made 150 bucks. $150. It's not my 2100, okay? But what 150 bucks is, $150 divided by 836, right? No. Maximum loss, 836. So what $150 is a 17.9% return on investment. And not only that, but if you want me to be like some people, oh my God, it's a 17.9% times 365 days in the year. It's a 6,549% return annualized. Let me tell you that one more time. It's a 6,549% return annualized. I'll be honest with you. I can't tell you how disappointed I was closing this down an hour after the market opens. But I wasn't giving up. In fact, I just felt I needed more time. So I reopened in April, 160, 175. Little different numbers. I'm in it at 497, a little bit cheaper than my 515. I still have a $15 spread, but now I've given myself some time. Yes, I'm down on it $185. I was freaking up earlier, believe it or not. NVIDIA fell away at the close. But what I'm looking for is on Friday an extension of the China trade talks, something to push us out there in time and forward. Something to allow my trade to now have time. I do think NVIDIA can get to 190, in which case if we get above that 175, I will most likely close this trade down and take half of those profits and move it over to a 175, 190 call spread and try to do it again for about $5, maybe a little more expensive. So maybe I'll end up taking 2/3 of those profits and spending it on a risk-free trade. Things don't go all the way, the same way all the time. Which, again, when you hear some ridiculous, hey, I'm profitable 97% of the time, you should really question it and go, are you? Are you really? Do you really think so? Because it doesn't sound right. I didn't make, and I was frustrated because when I closed it down, it then bounced up $4 or $5, $2, excuse me. I didn't make 2,100. Not only that, but NVIDIA today, I didn't take time decay on that debit spread. NVIDIA today, where are you, NVIDIA? Hey, it's up 36 cents at 157. Dang it, it's only up $2. So it closed down at 156.64. I'm actually better off today than I was on Friday. And I still, because it was a flyer, I closed it down for a profit, a 17.9% annualized to 6,349% annualized return. I know that sounds so stupid, doesn't it? Yeah, we always hear when we see annualized, you just know, oh, load of crap, load of crap. I made something, a one-day profit. I made $150. It beats where I'm down 185 right now. Net on NVIDIA, I'm upside down $35. But I made a profit. I can't tell you my frustration or disappointment that I'm not bragging about being up $1,500. I could have probably got out with I'm pretty sure the highest I saw is a $433 profit. I could have gotten out on, but I'm profitable. You don't go break from not taking a profit. I got a profit. I'm okay. Last but not least, and I don't know if this is a little more difficult because I'm having to come up with things more often or trying to show off, but I told all you guys how I created my Under Armour bull put again. Thank goodness it came up today. Nothing like putting it on at $22, having it go up to $22.50-ish, and then watching the whole thing go back down to $21. A little bit under that. 20-something the other day. Freaking out. Oh, what's going on? I'm getting killed. Well, nothing. Let's erase my drawings here. Nothing like getting it put on, right? And getting $1.04 of credit on those 22 puts. Net, you take out the money. I only have a 57-cent credit. 57 cents from 22. $21.43 is my break even. I've been underneath that break even for a couple of days. Again, I will most likely shut this trade down if on Friday we don't get some good news out of China. Kevin, why would you do that? Well, Under Armour made no money in North America. Their sales were overseas. A global slowdown, and I want protection out there. I don't want an obligation. I could close the whole thing down for a $132 loss. Might be the prudent thing versus having to sell my stock, which I can sell my stock. I've got a gain in it right now. Kind of funny with the cost basis right here too. You can see I've done some better on Under Armour on some other spreads. I could do it for a profit. Pretty good profit. But I think it's going to go to 25. So here's what I'm telling you. There are times when you have to look at the long-term expectations for your stock. It doesn't mean the stock market's going to believe what I believe. It doesn't mean that I'm going to be in great shape. I can handle $132. But when it was down 500, I was kicking myself for watching the stock fall 76 cents over the day. The reality, it fell away at the close. The close on Friday, this stupid thing tanked. No one wanted to stay in it over a long weekend, a 3-day weekend. All my clientele has puts out to February 22nd. I'm the dummy that thought I'd be more aggressive here. I'm the one that's upside down. With that said, I wonder if Under Armour's up after hours. Under Armour is down 6 more cents. So I kind of need a 60-cent pop back up to rethink this trade I'm in. And or just to take the $132 loss and protect that stock for a move down the road. I do think we'll get some more news coming out on how China talks are doing. I just can't see raising tariffs up to 25%. I know Donald Trump talks big, but if he judges himself by the stock market, he knows that's going to crush it. This should be a no-brainer. With everything that makes sense at all, I would expect we're going to get another, hey, we're going to push it out in time. We're going to give them another 90 days to see how things work out. In which case, that takes one of the risks off the table in our stock market, and it will be an artificial bounce, but I will take some positions off that are more of these spread trades and try to take advantage of repositioning. Going into usually what happens is some type of sell-off in April for people to pay their taxes. If you were to ask me on a new trade today, I know Safe Option Strategies is looking at a Iron Condor on Disney. The risk is to the upside on that Iron Condor. It is a well thought out trade, but it's not one for me. And I don't know if I have a new trade that I'd be looking at today because of uncertainty on FOMC minutes tomorrow. How many chairs voted to hold off. If it's 8 out of 9 chairs to hold off on rate hikes, that gives us some more positive encouragement that they're really going to slow down rate hikes. We might have no rate hikes this year, not 1 or 2. If it's a 5-4 split, that makes me worry that we might have 2 to 3 rate hikes this year, and we'll see a pretty good down day tomorrow. They're just ways you've got to look at your stock market and kind of plan accordingly. Do I think that can be erased by some good China news? Yes, I do think it can be erased, but I don't think we're going to gain on the week. I think if we had a down day on Wednesday, flat day on Thursday, a big up day on Friday, we're just finishing off right where we are today. So because of the market risk, I don't see a particularly good new position that I would enter today or Thursday. I'm thinking we just need to be smart and let the market come to us versus chasing it. Any comments on my thoughts that I'm trying to present to you today? I do want to use this as an idea on some things that you can understand what's happening and why. All the time I hear, what makes your decisions? Well, here's some decisions you're hearing about. Here's some decisions that I'm trying to share with you on how I make my trading decisions and why. Any questions you guys have for me? If not, I'm going to call it a night. You guys have a wonderful evening. I will see you Thursday, I believe, at 10 in the morning, which means 10 in the morning, I'll see where we're at, and we will go from there. You guys have a wonderful evening. I appreciate your time. I hope this was helpful for you. I hope this is helpful that you can see and look at the things that I'm looking at as I struggle through my trades just like everyone else, as I worry about my trades like everyone else, and to try to bring some realistic expectations when you trade. Guys, have a good evening. I will talk to you on Thursday morning. See you then. Have a good night.